Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you stopping by our little spot to hang out with us. Your support helps us reach good people like yourself. So with that said, let's dive into something that affects so many of us, but rarely gets talked about openly. The 7 types of toxic crushes you should absolutely avoid. We've all been there. That flutter in your stomach, the constant checking of your phone, the way someone can make you feel like you're on top of the world one moment and completely invisible the next. But what happens when that crush becomes something darker? Today we're exploring the psychology behind toxic attractions and how to protect your emotional well-being. The first type is what I call the missing. This person is emotionally unavailable, but they've mastered the art of keeping you hooked. They'll give you just enough attention to keep you interested, then disappear for days or weeks. When they return, they act like nothing happened. This push-pull dynamic creates what psychologists call intermittent reinforcement, the same principle that makes gambling addictive. Your brain releases dopamine during those rare moments of connection, making you crave more. The philosophy here is simple. Someone who truly values you won't make you question where you stand. Type 2 is the brag. This person needs constant validation and sees you as an audience rather than an equal. They dominate conversations with stories about their achievements, their ex-partners, or their busy social life. They rarely ask about you, and when they do, they quickly redirect the conversation back to themselves. From a psychological perspective, this behavior often stems from deep insecurity masked by narcissistic tendencies. Philosophically speaking, healthy relationships require reciprocity, a balance of giving and receiving attention, care, and interest. The third toxic type is the humiliator. This person uses humor as a weapon, making jokes at your expense, especially in front of others. They might call it just joking or say you're too sensitive when you express discomfort. This is actually a form of emotional manipulation called gaslighting. They're testing your boundaries and training you to accept disrespect. Ancient Stoic philosophers understood that how someone treats you reveals their character, not yours. Marcus Aurelius wrote about the importance of surrounding yourself with people who elevate your spirit, not diminish it. Type 4 is the bully. Unlike the humiliator who hides behind humor, the bully is openly cruel or controlling. They might criticize your appearance, your choices, or your friends. They use intimidation tactics to make you feel small. This behavior often escalates over time, starting with subtle put-downs and growing into more overt forms of emotional abuse. The psychology behind bullying behavior typically involves someone projecting their own insecurities and need for control onto others. Remember, someone who truly cares about you will never intentionally make you feel bad about yourself. The fifth type is the cheater. This person is already in a relationship but pursues you anyway. They might claim their current relationship is complicated or ending soon, but they never actually leave. They compartmentalize their life, keeping you separate from their main relationship. This creates a toxic dynamic where you're always second priority, waiting for scraps of attention. From an ethical standpoint, someone willing to cheat with you will likely cheat on you. Trust is the foundation of any healthy relationship, and this person has already demonstrated they can't be trusted. Type 6 is the freeloader. This person is primarily interested in what you can do for them. They might ask for money, favors, or emotional support, but rarely reciprocate. They remember your generosity when they need something, but forget it when you need support. This creates an imbalanced dynamic where you're constantly giving while they're constantly taking. Buddhist philosophy teaches us about the importance of balanced relationships. Both people should contribute to each other's well-being and growth. The seventh and final type is the isolator. This person gradually separates you from your friends and family. They might criticize your loved ones, create drama when you spend time with others, or demand all your free time. They use tactics like guilt tripping or emotional manipulation to make you choose between them and your support system. This is actually a classic sign of emotional abuse. Healthy relationships enhance your other relationships. They don't replace them. So how do you protect yourself from these toxic patterns? First, trust your instincts. If something feels off, it probably is. Your intuition is picking up on subtle cues that your conscious mind might miss. Second, maintain your boundaries. Toxic people often test boundaries to see what they can get away with. When you consistently enforce your limits, You either improve the dynamic or reveal their true nature. Third, don't ignore red flags hoping they'll change. Maya Angelou wisely said, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. People can change, but they have to want to change for themselves, not because you're trying to fix them. Fourth, maintain your support system. Toxic people often try to isolate you because they know your friends and family will see through their behavior. Keep those connections strong. Finally, work on your own self-worth. When you truly value yourself, you naturally attract people who value you too. Remember, having a crush should feel exciting and positive, not anxious and draining. If you find yourself constantly walking on eggshells, making excuses for someone's behavior, or feeling worse about yourself after spending time with them, it's time to step back and reevaluate. The goal isn't to become cynical about love or attraction. It's to develop the wisdom to recognize healthy versus unhealthy dynamics early on. You deserve someone who adds joy to your life, not someone who makes you question your worth. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe for more content. I appreciate each and every one of you. Feel free to watch any other video as well. God bless. See you in the next video.